by Percy Jackson. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be seeing would I still give these books 5 stars. Alright, before we get into anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what book did you reread and find that unfortunately it was no longer a 5-star. So yeah, I got the idea for this video from somebody. I don't really remember who it was, and I needed an extra video this month. Perfect. This is what we're doing. So to make things a little bit extra fun, I actually am drinking while I do this, and I figure every time I say, no, I don't think I would give this another 5-star, I'm gonna take a drink. We'll see how this goes. I've already probably had about a fourth of this. To see what books I've given 5 stars, and also to make this a little bit of a random amalgamation, I am gonna be going to my Goodreads and sorting based on my rating, so it doesn't take it based on date or anything like that, and it's just, I don't know how else it's gonna categorize this apart from 5 stars. But let's go. So starting out, the first book is Devil's Knot, The True Story of the West Memphis 3 by Mara Leverett. This was a true crime book. This is probably my favorite true crime case. So yeah, I'm gonna say if I reread this, I do think I would still give it 5 stars. It's a very heavy book. I think it actually took me like a month to read it the first time I read it. It's a lot, it's very emotional, and we're gonna keep on with that because the next one is Night by 𝗖cie viņš. This is basically the story of a young man surviving the Holocaust. 𝗖cie viņš actually lived through the Holocaust, and it details a lot of his experiences when he was a child in it. Equally as hard-hitting, equally as depressing. I think I probably would still give this 5 stars if I read it again, but I can honestly say I don't think I will ever reread that book. It's really hard. The next one is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by Sean Covey. I think I read this, I want to say maybe senior year of high school, but it may have been like my freshman year of college. I doubt I would give this 5 stars again. I don't even really know why I gave it a rating in the first place, because it's just like a motivational book essentially, and one of those life hack sort of stories. Most of the things looking back on it is probably very obvious information, but yeah, no, I don't think I would give it 5 stars again. After that, we have The Outsiders by 𝗖cie viņš. I have actually already reread this, so I think if I reread it again, it would probably still stay at 5 stars. Animal Farm by George Orwell. I don't know, honestly. This was like one of those modern classics that I never had to read for school, so I read it myself. I don't know if I would give this 5 stars again or not. I mean, it's got some interesting topics about communism, but I feel like now I'm a little bit more well-read. However, I still don't really read a lot of modern classics. I don't know. Unlikely. So let's say no, I would not. Passing by Nell Larson. Yes, absolutely would give this 5 stars. I was very surprised by this book. Modern classic again, something that just usually I don't really get along with, but this one I really enjoyed, and I thought the themes that were going on throughout it were all handled in a very well done way, interwoven together perfectly. So yes, 5 stars a second time. Battle of the Labyrinth by Percy Jackson. Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. This is the 4th book in the Percy Jackson series, and yeah, I would probably give it 5 stars a second time if I remember correctly. This was actually my favorite of the series because it had all of my favorite characters working together in it. Greek mythology focused on in this one is obviously the Minotaur and the Labyrinth, and I really liked how all of that was handled. Okay, so then it's giving me like a ton of repeats of series, so I'm just gonna like do a random scroll. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory by Caitlin Doughty. I loved this book. This was definitely an easy 5 stars when I read it. I do actually want to reread this and go through physically because the first time I read it via audio, I'm hopeful that I would give this 5 stars again. Oh Lord, Mr. Kiss and Tell by Rob Thomas. This is the 2nd book in the novelizations of Veronica Mars. Technically, these kind of bridge the gaps between, I guess arguably you could say, the movie and season 4. Honestly, I probably only gave this 5 stars because it was Veronica Mars related, and I love Veronica Mars. I do think the mysteries were well done in them, but looking back, I probably wouldn't give this 5 stars. Miss Marvel Volume 1, No Normal by G. Willow Wilson. I don't know, that's kind of hard because as I've continued with the series, this is gone back and forth between 3 and 4 stars. I liked the start of this. It definitely is very reminiscent to like a classic superhero origin story such as Spider-Man, but I don't know, maybe I think I could still see myself giving this 4 stars, but maybe not 5. Hunger, A Memoir of My Body by Roxane Gay. Definitely think I would give this 5 stars again. This was a very, very hard-hitting memoir. I loved the topics discussed in it. I really enjoy Roxane Gay's writing style, so across the board, yes, definitely. Eighth Grave After Dark by Darynda Jones. This is the 8th book in the Charlie Davidson series. It's been a minute, so I don't exactly remember what happens in this one. Let me see which one it is. Yes, I would give this one 5 stars again, because that one is very different from the rest of the series. I think it's 7 and 8 are really different in regards to the rest of the series, or maybe it's 8 and 9. Those two are very different in terms of location and like the layout of the book. Yes, I would give them 5 stars because I think they stand out a lot more from the rest of the series. Beard Science by Penny Reed. Absolutely 5 stars again. I freaking love that book. It's so good. I can't wait to reread that entire series. Ooh, Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I'd probably still give it 5 stars. Thrillers are something that a lot of people don't like to reread because once you know the twist, it's not really as impactful, but I actually think I would reread this because there's just so much going on in this book, and although I actually remember a lot of it, I would love to watch it play out all over again and kind of like work through and find the different clues to connect things. This is one of those, it goes all the way to the top, and that makes it so much more entertaining, but also it's a very, very dark thriller. There are a lot of heavy themes in that one. That is one I don't recommend lightly to people. So yeah, I think I would still give it 5 stars. Okay, we're hitting some more repeats for series, so I'm gonna do another random scroll. Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune. Yeah, I probably think I would give this 5 stars again, sobbing like the whole time. Beach Read by Emily Henry. I think the first time I read this, I actually gave it 4.5, but then upon reread, I gave it 5 stars. And honestly, I'd probably leave it there. I love this book. I talk about it a lot. The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl, the 3rd book in the Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club series. That was a mouthful. This is also by Theodora Goss. I don't know if I would really give this 5 stars again. I really enjoy this series, and looking back on it, it's still like something I really want to go back to. I want to reread them. I bought those books and have them physically because the first time I listened to the audio from my library. But I don't know if I would give them 5 stars again. Definitely want to reread them, but maybe not 5 stars again. Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? Big Questions from Tiny Humans About Death by Caitlin Doughty. Probably. I think so. The questions that she curated together, all stuff I've thought about in my life, the way she answers them in a way that both is very mature and gives you all the actual science, but at the same time, children could still follow along, is well done. And then the art that goes along with each of the chapters is very cute, so probably yes. The Bromance Book Club by 𝗖cie K. Ooh, I think I might have actually given this 4.5 stars, but I rounded it up to 5 on Goodreads. Chances are, especially after having read the rest of the series, I think I would keep this at 5 stars because unfortunately the series really went downhill for me as it progressed forward, except for the Christmas one. The final one, that's a 5 stars, baby. Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the 2nd book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and the final book, If You Speak to Me. Probably. I think so. I did enjoy this one. I like how things went off of from the previous book. The mystery itself was entertaining. However, I don't know actually, because I remember the first book's mystery a lot more than I remember this one. Maybe I wouldn't, because it wasn't that impactful after the fact. Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. Hell yes, I would still give this 5 stars. Oh my lord. To be fair, I think if you read the first book and the second book back to back, I might have rated this a little bit lower. The first 150 pages of the second one, it is kind of a repeat of the first book. However, I didn't complain about that because I love the characters, I loved the dynamics between them, and I was grateful to get more time with them. So yeah, I still give this 5 stars. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. I reread this in December, and although this book definitely is not for everybody, I'll admit, the humor style in it, perfect for me. So 5 stars again, yes. Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I don't know, maybe not, because I did really enjoy that book, and apparently it's actually getting a sequel, which I'm really curious about where that's gonna go. However, looking back on it, I think the hype, buddy reading it, and then just my love for the characters sort of overshadowed some of the complaints I can think about now looking back on this book, so no, probably not. A Bad Day for Sunshine by Darynda Jones. Probably. Gilmore Girls Mysteries, that's how I'm selling this series now. I love both the characters. I think the writing for Ari was best in the first book, honestly. So I think this one, yeah, I would still give it a 5 stars. The sequel, I might be willing to bump that one down. And I think I gave the third one 4 stars already. They Never Learned by Lane Fargo. Hell yeah, I'll give that 5 stars again. Fantastic thriller. I support women's rights and I support women's wrongs, and this book is all about women's wrongs. I want more books like it. Please give me recommendations if you have them. Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell, a shocking book that I gave 5 stars. I don't know, honestly. I still love this book. I still recommend it to tons of people. I want to reread it desperately. Yeah, I think I probably would. 𝗖cie by Angela Chen. Definitely, this was a very informative read. I really enjoyed it. Now that I'm seeing more asexual representation in books, I think this book should be recommended even more because it's a sexuality that unfortunately still has a lot of stigma around it, a lot of misunderstanding. This is a very easy, short read. Heck yeah, I definitely think people should read this, and I think I would still give it 5 stars. Faking Under the Mistletoe by Ashley Shepard. I read it for my holiday romance 5-star video last year. I think I actually gave it like 4.5. Miscommunication, not my fave, and the fact that the love interest is the main character's boss, technically, it's a little weird. Definitely some power imbalance there that I'm not a big fan of. I don't know, maybe not. Unfortunately, I think upon reread, the issues I had with it the first time would like be a lot more obvious second time around, so maybe not. The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. Fun fact, I actually gave this 4 stars when I first read it, but I have thought about it so much. I look back on it so fondly. I recommend it to so many people that I finally realized I should bump this up to 5 stars because it's so good. It's a perfect book for me. So yeah. I think if I reread this, I would probably give it 5 stars again. I Want to Be Where the Normal People Are by Rachel Bloom. Yeah, I think I would give this 5 stars again. It's like a comedy style that very, very well fits Rachel Bloom. And so if you enjoy that comedy style, this is gonna work for you. If you don't, can definitely see this being obnoxious, but it works for me. I love Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, so of course I enjoyed this. Yeah, I'd probably give this 5 stars again. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. Absolutely would give this 5 stars. This was fantastic Carrie retelling. It's gotten so much praise and it deserves it. The audiobook of this is phenomenal. Wonderful presentation. All right, so I think we went from like a 4th to 3/4. Thankfully, for the most part, it seems like if I give a book 5 stars, I know my tastes very well, and chances are I will continue to love it. But on that note, that's it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!